now turn our focus to the intersection of AI and immersive entertainment, exploring how intelligent systems are shaping the future of creative experiences. It is my privilege to invite Dr. Vishnu Raj, Senior AI Researcher in the Advanced Technology Group at Dolby Laboratories, Bengaluru, to present AI-powered creativity, shaping immersive entertainment experiences. Dr. Raj specializes in leveraging AI to create engaging, multimodal, and immersive entertainment experiences. His expertise spans audio processing, wireless communication, deep learning, and reinforcement learning. He holds a PhD in electrical engineering from IIT Madras and has also worked with Philips and Bosch. May I now request Dr. Vishnu Raj to take the stage for this session.
Thanks, Veda, for the nice introduction. And thank you for the organizing committee to give me this opportunity to represent my company Dolby and some of our thoughts about how AI and XR will be relevant for the global south. So Dolby may be a brand that's already familiar to you. And Dolby exists for the purpose of unlocking the power of sight and sound in pursuit of awe-inspiring experiences that can transform how we connect with each other and the world around us. And this purpose is written decades ago, but it stands relevant even now. If you see, we are in the pursuit of creating experiences which connect each other and also to the world around us. And XR is standing at that intersection. Before going into the core of the talk, I want to also quickly touch upon why this talk. So we believe that Global South is the world's largest laboratory for community innovation because of the diverse societies it is consisting of. And right now, multimodal AI is revolutionizing the entertainment and media sectors. And we at Global South, we have a rich storytelling traditions and linguistic complexity, which we may be thinking of as challenges, but we believe that these are strategic assets which will fuel the demand for sophisticated and context-aware AI. A quick slide about me. So I am a senior researcher at Multimodal Experiences Lab, Dolby, Bangalore. And my research journey started from here at IIT Madras, where I was working on communication system design optimization using AI-driven techniques. Then I did my postdoc at Aalto University, where I was focusing at Bayesian deep learning for uncertainty-aware predictions. And later, I joined Dolby, where currently I focus on AI-assisted content creation and perceptual quality analysis. So when I think of myself, I build AI systems that make technology more reliable, more human-centered, and more creatively empowering. Okay, so that brings me to the main topic of current talk, which is AI XR Nexus, where experience meets intelligence. If you think from the time where radio started, to television, to internet streaming, always content has been delivered in a linear format. It's created in studios, delivered through mass distribution networks, and then as audience, we passively consume it through the devices. But with now the XR emerging as a new modality for experience creation and consumption, and AI capable of creating context-aware information, we now have an incredible opportunity to create a new kind of experience, which is not just a passive experience, but where we can build intelligence into the experience itself. At Dolby, we are thinking about AI plus XR in 3 key areas. The first one is AI-assisted content creation, where already our distinguished speakers have touched upon some of these topics like generative AI, 3D synthesis, and automated production tools. So we see that as one big area where AI-assisted content creation can help advancing the XR content development. Second one is the advancements in multimodal AI, where how we process our visual, auditory, haptic, and contextual data to create culturally adaptive and personalized experiences. And finally, we as a company which is exceptional at delivering the immersive experiences, we really worry about the perceptual quality that the user is experiencing. And we are also exploring, in that context, how AI enables objective assessment and optimize video graphic quality based on not just bitrate, but based on the human perception. And Dolby, if you see, we play a key role in the entertainment ecosystem. We enable the creators with the technology to bring immersive experiences to life. So in my talk, I'll be showing some work that my colleagues at Dolby have been doing in advancing each of these 3 points. First one, the ideation and creation. We can see AI as enabling a fast experimentation route to create diverse experiences, which can increase the velocity of creation, and through that, we can cover diverse demographics. So the first work I would like to introduce is Relatable Studio, which is one of the work from our advanced technology group, where the researchers were looking at how to capture or like physical-based rendering methods with contextual relighting, where depending on the scenario, we can relight the actual volumetric captures and then edit it after the capturing. So what this enables is like we could capture real-life volumetric data and then adapt it later in the studio or even on the device according to the context that's available at that time. Next one that I would like to quickly touch upon is audio mixer, where we are creating spatial audio in an XR context. So what we have so far experienced is like whenever we are creating spatial audio, either through Atmos or any of the other formats, we are usually working on DAWs, which are like two-dimensional, and it often restricts the creativity of the artist. But when a couple of our researchers built a tool which enabled the creator to create 6DOF soundscape experiences in XR environments, it suddenly boosted their creativity. They can do more with less effort. So in this context of ideation and creation, we are thinking about XR in two different ways. First one, what we can do for XR in the content creation, and next one is what we can do in XR in context of content creation. Second point is about experience delivery and feedback. As I told, previous media was always about delivering the content and not getting much of the feedback. So here, with this new modality emerging as an experience, we want to look at how it will change the way we can create new content. So the very first one, which is relevant for Global South, is like how we can optimize the content for low resource constraints that we have. There I would like to point out one other work we did in our lab called OGR MPI, which is Occlusion Guided Residual Multiplane Imaging. So if you know, MPI is one of the popular formats for bringing in immersive experience, and it still works with the standard codecs. So in this work, our researchers included how from the sparse view we can create more immersive MPI experiences in the context of XR. The next one is about perceptual quality evaluation and optimization. So rather than just optimizing for the bitrate at which we deliver the content, we want to optimize for the perceptual quality. You may be able to deliver a better quality even with a less bitrate if you are aware of what's the content you are transmitting and what's the context the audience is watching that content. So in this context, I want to call out AV Fusion Net, which is one of our recent works, which is looking at both audio and video as a combined modality, and then extracting what are the context from the media that is being played to compute what is the perceptually relevant regions in the media, and then encode it, and then when the human is experiencing it after an encoding, what could be like the perceptual score they will assign to that. So this, what it enables us is like even before we show a content to the user at different bit rates, we can tell what is the perceptual quality that user is going to rate this content at. And this can heavily optimize our distribution of the content. And finally, there is also some work being done in our lab about the hybrid and neural codecs, which are emerging as a very optimized way for distributing the content, be it audio, video, or XR experiences. Finally, redefining the interaction. As I told, past generation of media was always about linear delivery with no feedback. But in the XR regime, what we have is now a way to create a new kind of media which will like adapt to the user. But now if you look at the current XR experiences, it is always about Western-centric interfaces, be it handheld controllers, voice UAs. Most of them are like optimized for English. But in Global South, what we have is like we have a rich tradition. Non-verbal cues, even gestures and proximities, are as important as speech. So in such a context, how we can optimize the content and adapt it to the viewer that's consuming that content. So I would like to call May I Speak. This is one work we did in our US lab, where in an VR setting, we are we are helping the user to focus on like who is the person who is discussing about a content. So the whole idea is that in a group discussion setting in a VR, how can we highlight a new person who is coming and joining the discussion by using light and spatial audio as a modality to enhance their experience. So here what we believe is multimodal AI doesn't just hear the audio or see the pixel, it has to process audio, vision, and gaze simultaneously to understand the intent. Okay, so that brings me to the challenges and opportunities we have here for the Global South. We believe that India is not just a market for the experience AI, it is a natural laboratory because for its evolution. The cultural diversity that we have, the bandwidth and the cost constraints that we have are challenges for us to create actually scalable and inclusive models for the rest of the world. And India being a mobile-first ecosystem is a great testbed for high-fidelity experiences on low-end hardware. Okay, so what we at Dolby India is doing. We are collaborating with premier education institutions on research of foundational technology as well as experience creation. So we have an active collaboration with Professor Manivannan and his students through gift funding for the university collaboration. We are also actively looking for like internships where like brilliant mind can work with our lab to create this next generation of media. We are also happy to partner to India First open source initiatives, be it multimodal datasets and benchmarks for cultural and affective adaptation, open multilingual LLMs or voice first XR interfaces, and open creator stack. And we believe that creating a new experience is not just a one-man effort, it takes a whole ecosystem of partners to bring it to life. Okay, so that brings me to the concluding remarks. We believe that Global South is well positioned to define a more efficient, inclusive, and mobile-first future for the experiences. And AI is the bridge. It enables personalized creation at scale through Gen AI, fixes the delivery pipe to the perceptual AI, and solves interaction barrier using multimodal AI. And we, the Global South, have an incredible opportunity to innovate for the next billion and inspire the whole world. And in the end, I would like to leave you with this slide, which is actually a quote from our founder, Ray Dolby, about like how we should pursue research. With that, thanks. If you have any questions, I would like to take them now.